Welcome to Guffanti Brunettes. My name is Emily.
Oh, I get to right out of the bat introduce myself.
Yes.
Well, as many of your listeners might wonder about me, because I consider myself the Carmen Sandiego of this podcast. Always talked about, never heard from.
Okay. Wow.
I'm Jamie.
Jamie.
Watson.
Yes.
The Jamie that's been mentioned.
The Jamie that's always mentioned.
The Jamie was in the first episode briefly.
At the end, yeah.
And I made a joke about my pussy being out.
Yeah.
Iconic
Guffanti moment.
An iconic moment.
And we've got Pete on sound. And
Pete's on the sound.
As I've been telling my guest hosts, it's your job to fill the shoes of Sophia.
Yes.
So the pressure is on.
Right.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, no, I won't.
People are expecting a lot from you.
I have a lot of stories about working at MAC.
Oh,
cosmetics.
You pay attention.
I've got, I think I'm sick.
Oh my God, that is her.
No, I love that about Sophia.
Yeah, that she thinks she's sick?
Yeah, I like her stories. No, I like her stories about her medical stories. I like medical stories.
Yeah, she's got great stories.
Yes.
You would like medical stories, because I think a good way to describe you is kind of how Sam and I talked about this on our episode.
Oh.
I think you, Sam, and I are all the type of person, we like a plan, we like facts.
I do.
We like a story that has a beginning and an end, and we like answers to our questions.
I love answers.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, do I love answers.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, my therapist says I can't always get answers.
Yeah, mine tells me that too.
Which I don't like that about my therapist, that she says I can't get all the answers I want.
Yeah.
I should fire her.
Right.
No,
my therapist
she's fine.
tells me I can't control, you just can't control everything, Emily.
Yeah, that's something I get a lot too. That's something I get a lot too. Recently she's been doing this new fun thing where she calls me out on things that I call other people out on. And I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
What?
Like, who's paying who here?
Wait, sorry. Like, I'm doing the things I'm angry at people for doing.
Like, an example.
I was telling her kind of about how a person in my life often shuts down in social situations when things aren't going their way. And then I told her this whole story of like going out the other night. Like we went to the SNL after party and I ran into someone that made me nervous, and I didn't really want to see them, and I sort of shut down a little bit throughout the night. And then I was really rude to our friends at the end of the night, Ben and Will, who I've apologized to for staying over at my house. I was like, okay, wow, so you're staying over my house. Okay, well, got it. Well, here's the thing. I'm not partying when we get home. I'm going to sleep. Like, I was just like being rude for no reason.
Yeah.
So my therapist was kind of like, kind of seems like you shut down in a different way.
Oh.
Similarly to the person you're talking about.
And you said?
And I said, well, it's different.
Yeah.
Well, I said, no, well, it's different. Well, I can actually recognize that I'm doing it and apologize, but this other person can't.
Right.
So that's what I'm learning about myself.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, but I just came from a poetry
I know.
show.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Well, a friend of mine was in town and wanted to go, and I knew one of the poets in it, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go. It's at Symphony Space, and they're pretty popular. Sarah Kay and Phil Kay, that's who they were. But
You're talking to someone who
here's
wouldn't know.
the thing, though. I figured out all of these like poetry performances start the same way.
What?
Like when you do a poem, they always start with 2 words, a big pause, and then they move on. So it goes something like this. It's like, there is no word for the color that I'm thinking of.
That's like 16 words.
It's like, yeah, but that big space is what I meant.
Well, yeah, like I feel like when I think of a poetry reading, I think of like front doors. What are they supposed to mean?
Yeah, that's kind of like what it was.
Yeah.
It was like, my mother would walk around with a crooked smile on her face, the freckles polka dotting like some sort of map to the stars. It's like,
oh my God.
It's stuff like that. It's like,
poets I've read in a Malcolm Gladwell book. I have like some of the highest
okay,
rates.
she's hot and smart.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for both of those.
I love that.
Right off the bat.
I don't read books, so I'm hot but dumb.
Right. Okay. That's perfect.
I listen to podcasts though, but
what's that?
I listen to podcasts, but
that's actually different. They say like better than a book.
Oh yes.
So especially if you listen to this one.
Great. Malcolm Gladwell, you were saying.
I was reading a Malcolm Gladwell book, and it said that poets it's the highest rate of suicide of all artists.
Right.
Do you think it's because they realize how no one gives a shit about poetry? Rude.
Rude. Wait, if we were choosing artists that are most likely to kill themselves,
right, based
on the popularity of their career, actually opera singers would be killing themselves the most. No?
Well,
oh God, I don't want this to be a podcast about how opera is dead. I'm not like that.
No, and I
wish I could.
You were saying, as you were propositioning that to me, I was regretting how I just shat on poetry.
I know what you mean, though. I know because poets are so troubled, and like they think of the world as metaphors, and like the constantly world as like something that needs to be, well, we all think of the world as something that needs to be like handled and dealt with,
but they feel the most removed from the ground in terms of like going with the rhythm of life that everybody goes through.
Exactly.
I'm talking out of my fucking ass right now.
But comedians kill themselves a lot too. And actors, and I think just like artists,
plenty of people are out there killing
themselves. And also,
everybody kills themselves.
And also, electricians. I mean, everybody.
If you want to send a letter to Malcolm Gladwell telling him that he's lying,
I mean,
you by all means can go do that.
Honey, it's about time soone gives him a piece of their mind.
A slap across the face. I mean, the guy's talking about 10,000 hours. Who? Now, who's got that kind of time?
Ain't nobody got that time.
No.
That's the truth.
Yes,
that's like our new catchphrase. Who has that time?
That's Ryan with our White Claws. Pete's going to go get the White Claws.
Kind of time?
Anyway.
Yeah. So, it was just really interesting to watch. And, like, the first person comes out and the first thing they say is, like, wow, I'm really feeling the love in this space tonight. All of you are beautiful. And I looked at my friend and I was like, oh, it's these kind of people. It's like...
Did you? I thought he wasn't holding anything.
Disgusting.
Where were they? Fairway or Dwayne Reed? CVS. He got White Claws from CVS. Thank you, Ryan.
Okay, that was my idea. I said they'd probably be at a drugstore.
No, you said Dwayne Reed, and I said, well, there's just CVS on 77.
Yeah. There's Sim.
So if you're thinking about who actually said CVS, right here, this girl.
I guess it was you. I'm not trying to take your copyright, steal your joke, steal your...
And you by all means didn't.
I mean, we're talking about artistry here.
Yeah.
We're all individuals.
Yes. So this guy was at the poetry reading and he said, you're all beautiful. And you were like, fuck you, you said? You called him fat?
No. I called him fat right away.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it was a big space. It wasn't like I was close enough. It was symphony space. So it's like a big...
How many people were in the
auditorium?
Audience?
A couple hundred. It was
my God.
It's big. It was big.
And you had a friend performing?
No. We didn't know them. They're like famous. They're like somewhat famous poets. As famous as poets can be, question mark?
Okay, we're back to shitting on poets.
No. One of them is friends with like Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's a poet in his own right, if you will.
You could talk, Ryan. Do you guys want me to serve you one? Will you serve us White Claws?
Ryan's going to serve us.
It's a variety pack. I'll take raspberry or lime.
I love being served by a man. What are the flavors? Actually,
read us the flavors, Ryan.
Oh, okay, I'll do a black cherry.
Oh, yeah, I'll stick with my raspberry.
I would love a black cherry too.
White. I almost said White would love a black cherry. I just start calling Pete White.
His race, you mean?
Our race? Everybody in this room is white.
I don't think about that sort of stuff, actually.
You don't see color. I forgot.
No,
I forgot.
The only color I see is green.
Thank you
for
so
money.
much, Ryan. Thank you so
All that'll be cut out. Getting the
every
seltzer.
episode someone comes on there. Oh, wait, can you open this for me? My nail will just come off if I try and open it. Every podcast that a guest host has come on, there has been at least one moment where they're like, can you cut that out? Joking. No. Because it's always like a thing of like they're joking about cutting it out. Unless you really don't want people to know that you like money.
Oh, no. I just meant it was going to be cut out because we were all figuring out how to get drinks.
Oh. Well,
just
yeah.
a shuffle.
Yeah.
But
For sure,
honey, if people are listening to this now, it was a very human moment. They heard
was a
us be
human
human.
moment. Yeah.
Get our drinkies together.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Pretty fun.
Crazy.
So you just like pretty much every other person who's been on this podcast went to NYU.
Yeah, I went there too. Sorry.
And you act and do comedy.
Yeah. Like
And-
everyone else who's been on this podcast.
That's true. I really have not got a diverse selection of guest hosts. I just
you need to get like a scientist.
yeah.
on
I
or
was thinking
something.
about bringing my dad on.
Was he a scientist?
No, but he's my dad, and I think it would make for a very interesting episode.
I don't know. I mean, I told you should get a scientist, but
Do you know
seem
any
to just,
scientists?
completely not even listen to my idea.
Oh my God, Jamie! No, I want to hear all your ideas.
No, you should bring your dad on. That'd be funny.
Yeah. But back to you and introducing you to people. You are a comedian, an actress, an
Female
NYU
actor.
alum, female actor. What's our opinion on that? Calling yourself an actor or an actress?
I feel like actress is so like an old man calling me an actress. Like, oh, you're an actress. Like,
Oh,
I don't know. I feel
really?
like actor is so just like, yeah, I mean, we're comedians, we're actors, we're
It's like 50
writers.
vibes.
Oh my God, Ryan's here.
50s vibes.
50s vibes. It is like
50s
50s
vibes.
vibes.
Flapper girl vibes.
Yes. It's like that.
Okay.
And also, actress was like the term for prostitute for a very long time as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hey, Jamie's a scientist.
Yeah, I'm a history scientist.
So you don't like to be called. So you would prefer to be called an actor?
I
I'm
think
an actor.
I would prefer to be called an actor. I think.
See, because my opinion
That's-
on that
yeah.
is like I think it's slightly changed. Maybe I used to call like my Instagram bio used to be comedian, and I like meant it.
Yeah,
because I used to
think
be
that's
like
funny. I think comedian is funny though because that reminds me of Lucille Ball. Like that's like
Right.
a very specific. But actress is just like, oh, I love an actress, and that's how it's him.
oh, it
And
like
then they
takes
give
away
you,
some of the validity to it.
Yeah, it seems kind of flippant. Yeah, like actress. Like, oh, she's just an actress.
But see, then I go in my head, in theory, I'm like, well, then shouldn't you take that back and be like, no, yeah, I'm an actress.
like taking the like
own
cunt
the
or
word.
something. Like cunt, bitch,
Cunt,
slut.
bitch, slut,
I love
whore
saying
bag.
slut. I love slut, whore, bitch.
I love-
bitch. I love using bitch.
I
Like,
love
that's my
all those.
bitch right there.
Yes, I often get
And
worried.
yet actress, which is not a bad word at all. I'm like
Well,
just
maybe
like
it's because
yeah.
it's like easier to take ownership of a word that's so harsh because it's like there's obvious humor in it. But like the word that's like kind of neutral and does actually describe what you do, it's
Yeah.
like you want to take it more seriously.
I also just like I don't know. Only until recently have I felt like artistically I've sort of been veering towards these very like hyper feminine parts or like very like, oh, I'm a slut like parts like which is like it's just like my brand of comedy right now.
Yeah.
But growing up, like I played boys in the plays all the time.
Really?
I played Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge.
did?
Dead ass played Ebenezer Scrooge when I was in like 4th or 5th grade.
I did not know
I
that.
walked around with a hunch. I teased my hair. I had fake palsy, like with my hand. Like
Okay,
I shook my hand.
ableist?
Actually, just an
Pencil?
true actor. And I would be like, and I'll take the mic away. I would be like, like I went for it.
That's
like,
awesome.
Really went for it. And I played.
I didn't know this about you.
I played like Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast. I played a lot of and in college I played a bunch of boy parts too because
Yeah.
in college everyone in a drama department is most often a girl.
Yeah.
And then there are a couple guys and like a couple of them are straight, a couple of them are not straight.
And if they're gay, they're a woman.
And if they're gay, they play women.
They are a woman.
Right.
In real life.
But no, they're
What?
all drama
Get outta
programs.
here.
There
Is that
are
your
definitely more women than men. So I played like a bumbling cop once with a full mustache and a
Oh my
fat suit,
God.
and loved it. Like I love doing
So
that. 'Cause
you
it's
really
like,
love the art of
it's
acting.
like SNL,
Right.
if you think about it.
So,
And girls play guys on SNL all the time. Like Kate McKinnon plays boys a lot, which is so cool for her. No, I mean, but I do.
so you would say that you like literally acting so hard as like someone else.
Yeah, just like anyone. Yeah.
Right.
I think that's
I did
what
not know that
gravitate
about
towards.
you. Because whenever I obviously tell everybody I know who doesn't do comedy, like, that you are so funny.
Oh, thank you.
And when I describe your comedy to people, I'm always like, she nails every girl you know in ways that you, like, I'm always caught laughing, like, oh my God, you got that nuance down perfectly.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, only recently have I really started being like hyper maybe it's because like, well, I listened to your episode with Liz and you were talking about all girl schools, and I went to an all girl school,
right?
And I felt like at that all girl school I couldn't be like all those girls, because I had to be the funny girl, I had to be the like girl who played the boy, because I just put myself in that place. And when you're the funny girl, like, honestly, I was like, not to say that I was popular, but everyone liked me and I got along with everyone because I wasn't threatening to anyone in any way.
She wasn't bullied.
Well,
interesting.
I was bullied, like, in a sense when I was like in elementary school, for sure. I was chubby, and also one time I went to a sleepover and the girls.
Oh no.
There were a couple things, but these are all like some of my best friends too. But like when we were younger.
Oh yeah.
But
that's
like
the same with me. Like,
it was
Sophia
like,
bullied me so hard in 6th grade.
It was like Secret Santa, and one of the gifts someone gave me was tweezers.
No.
And I was like, oh, thanks, that's like so nice. And I was like, kind of weird but cool. And then like later they were like, Jamie, do you want to like use them? I was like, what do you mean? And they like said I had a unibrow.
You?
Which I like.
You were like
did
so
not.
Aryan and hairless. What are you?
I
What?
definitely did not have a unibrow.
Your pussy's a naked moron.
And then it made me so sad. Yeah, or I would always be the person that would fall asleep first at sleepovers, so I would definitely get like picked on.
Oh, me too.
For that.
Drawn
But
on.
whatever. I mean, I like to sleep, and I'm gonna live forever because of that. I'm never gonna die. I get a lot of sleep. So.
Yeah.
So being at the all girls school, I felt very much so like I wasn't as feminine as a lot of the girls were, because I also never had like a boyfriend in high school. I went to an all girls. Not that, I mean, the girls in my school had boyfriends from the boys' school,
right? But like in school, there was no threat of like she's flirting with him.
Yeah, there was never any threat of that.
Yeah,
I think the only threat I offered to people was sometimes some girls in the theater department. But honestly, I was the only one who ever wanted the like sidekick funny parts. All the other girls wanted to be like ingenue, like
right.
Like, I love my birds,
Wow, the vibrato on that.
I love my birds. That's
gorgeous.
That's a musical about a girl who loves birds.
Snow White.
That's
Wicked.
It's interesting because I feel like I was always trying to be the funny one. Like it feels weird saying that. Of like, I was the funny one. Like, it just feels natural.
I was trying to be, and you,
right.
you were
I was
trying
always
to. Like,
trying.
I was always trying.
I was
to be
always
that.
trying to be that person.
Yes, definitely.
But I feel like the reason why was because I was like shunned by a lot. This is what I meant about like owning the words like slut, whore, bitch, whatever. I genuinely was like super slutty growing up. And I mean that in like, I don't mean it to degrade myself. Like, I genuinely was trying to hook up with like everybody all the time. And girls like hated me for it because it's like, it was so annoying. And my best friends were boys. But they were both gay, like and then Sophia too, but then she like didn't go to school. So like in school, in high school, she didn't go to school.
She
got home.
She doesn't know how to read.
She got homeschool. So she actually put a piece of paper in front of her. She can't read. It's nuts.
She doesn't know paper.
She doesn't know how to use Instagram. She just sees images.
She listens to this.
No, but so because of the fact that I didn't have a choice, I like leaned on humor to like build my
Balance
reputation.
it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I feel like I earned back my respect with a lot of those girls by trying to make them laugh.
Yeah, it's kind of like, ladies, guess what? Like my pussy's been around.
Yeah.
I love fucking, but also I'm like so fun.
Yeah.
And like I'll make you laugh, and like
I sat everyone down and I said that.
It's both. It's both. It's both. That you're very threatening and very non-threatening. Like I feel like funny women are considered often not threatening because it's like, oh, she's just like funny. She's just like chill and
right,
you know.
but she also seemingly wants to fuck every cock in this high school.
Yes. So you were trying to balance it out, definitely.
Yeah, or no,
But
like,
my problem was I was seen as so not sexual for so long.
Right,
And I
which is a
still
different thing.
And I still think even now I worry that being a comedian makes me very non-sexual. That's
Well-
why I've been leaning in my like adult woman life into these very like sexual
roles.
comedian
Like
not
character-
roles. I'm not going out
characters?
for sex movies.
No,
I
yeah, but like bits
wish.
that you do at shows.
Yeah, or the characters I post like on my Instagram or whatever are very just like girly, and they're very just like very feminine.
Because you
and
want
I
to
never
re-sexual. I
Yeah.
like genuinely, you want to be like, take me seriously as
a sex
mate.
object.
Yeah, as a
Please.
sex object.
Yes.
No, I
Yeah.
totally agree with you on that. And I feel like I went through when I was single, not coincidentally, I was like went through this phase on Instagram of like really putting myself out there like
thirst
sexually.
traps? Yeah.
Like beyond like almost nude in a lot of photos I posted because I wanted to own this thing of like re-own that like because I was telling Ryan that like I never get hit on and like never ever.
Really?
Yeah, and when I started stand up, I would do open mics like literally like 25 a week for like a year. And I also had just gotten dumped, so I was clearly trying to like put my life somewhere. Overcompensate. But so at these open mics, like I would get avoided and like these guys wouldn't talk. Like it was so clear, like it just was nobody ever like showed any interest in me. Like I'm not never, but like for the most part,
I know your stories. Yes,
and so yes,
We're friends.
right? And so I think that to me it was like, what the fuck? I'm like, just because like, does that now because I'm funny to these people? Maybe does that make me seem as like not like I felt this barrier that it created.
Right.
And then I think I tried to also like own, like there was some feminist mission I was trying to accomplish as well. But I do feel like it was definitely tied to the fact that in my sense of humor, I was so not seen as sexual whatsoever that I wanted to reclaim that in the.
Because now your humor is very like a lot of your set stuff is like not very sexual, but you talk about sex in it and stuff.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like,
my set has always been sexual.
but every set has sex in it.
Well,
Almost
yeah,
always.
But I mean, yeah,
You know.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
did I make
weird.
sense? Did I go off the rails?
It's strange. I always worry that being funny is not a turn on to people.
I
And
worry that
do,
too.
But I do comedy, so it's like, you know. I also wonder if
I hate that.
What do you
Thank
mean?
you.
Like I hate that. I told Emily this, but I was like, I feel like the reason why you never got hit on was because you are like, you're funny and people find that intimidating.
Yes.
Because you're confident and like you know what you're doing.
I've been told before with people I have hooked up with, like, I found you very intimidating.
Yeah, I've been
Which
told that too.
I don't I don't know. I also feel like
Well,
the kind
I
of
think
guys I
that's-
go for are very confident and like girls who are like just like wilted flowers.
I was just gonna say, I
And-
think if anything, it's more a comment on men than on us because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, a woman who like is strongly opinionated, like to you seems to have talent and is funny, and it doesn't match like the top three things when you meet her are not like
She's
weak, insecure, and hot.
What you're
Yeah.
describing is a best friend.
No, but I think it does comment on like what guys have been trained to look for in like a sexual partner from a woman. But then I think about like a lot of our guy friends, when they talk about like wanting to meet a girl, they're like, I need her to be fucking funny.
Yeah.
They all say
you know
that.
what
And then
people
do you see who they
say.
date?
Yeah, well, you know what they say. They say, Emily, is like when a guy says they want a funny girl, it means they want a girl who will laugh at their jokes,
Right.
Or when a guy says they want a girl who has a sense of humor, it just means that they want a girl
Who's gonna laugh at
will
them.
watch Anchorman with them,
Right.
essentially.
I don't disagree.
And I'm like, Anchorman? How about Ladybird?
Hi, have you heard of Kate Berlant?
I'm looking for a guy who
Yeah.
likes Ladybird.
Yeah.
Smart.
And Booksmart. And Bridesmaids.
When Harry Met Sally.
But Bridesmaids to me is like Anchorman to a lot. I mean, like that was like
Yeah.
what made me feel very like, oh my God, this is what I'm gonna do one day. Like I want to make a movie with a bunch of ladies.
Oh
and
yeah,
be funny.
absolutely.
Like,
That's
I'm like that's
our
it.
Anchorman.
That's
Yeah,
it.
for sure, totally. I want to go back to this thing about guys and girls. I think like
Guys and girls, yeah.
I also think with girls, like they prioritize like height and
Ooh, I sure
money
do. Yeah.
and like think about what you prioritize when looking for a guy. And like I'll admit,
It's
I mean,
sad.
funny
It's
has always been on my list.
Right.
Like he's got to be funny. If he's droll, I'm like, you. How are you getting around in this life? But like, and I have dated some guys who I'm literally like, it's talking to cardboard. I'm like, I can't believe it's possible to have this little of a personality.
Right. And they only exist in intimate spaces. They can't come out in public with you. I mean, that's for me, those the kind of guys that exist in apartments
Intimate
only.
space, yeah.
And
even there, it's like pulling teeth.
And nowhere else, yeah.
But I think think about we're we're shitting on guys for like tending to look for superficial things in girls, but like
we're looking.
But
yeah.
girls are like, height is so important.
I know.
It's
which is
insane.
unfair.
If you hear a guy is 5'8", you're like, what do you think?
Yeah.
Are you going to swipe right?
Well, here's what I'm trying to
Not
open
saying
my
you would
mind
win
to.
it, but I'm just saying.
I'm
like,
trying to
it's-
open my mind to these days someone who's just not my height. I just want to look up at someone.
But isn't that crazy that's a huge thing?
What'd you say, Ryan?
So taller.
Yeah,
So
so,
so
taller,
height
but
does
I'm
matter.
but I am short.
How
though,
tall are you?
5'5". I'm not tall
okay.
at all. So,
Okay.
honey, that's a low bar.
Yeah.
Literally low. Like
okay.
a low bar.
This girl clearly does
like
comedy.
you must be this tall to ride the ride. Like
Right.
I'm that bar.
Right.
Like, you know.
Yes.
You're the ride.
My
I am
bar is
the
like as
ride.
long as your head when we're both standing up, as long as you can suck my titty standing on your 2 feet, that's tall enough for me.
What? That's smaller than you.
So
I know.
a little
as
person.
soon as I started saying it, I was like, "This is not
So
funny."
like a 13-year-old. Like,
yes, I'm actually talking about kids.
I do agree pedophiles need reform.
Need
All
what?
right. Why are you talking? He's chiming in with awful things.
I'm gonna open that window any second and throw you out of it.
I'm sorry.
But
Yeah.
we're just as bad.
I know.
You know,
We are.
and for me, for the longest time, like on you haven't heard it yet, but Sam's episode that he did, he was talking about this girl who he went on a date with, and the bill came. She got all
I heard
cocktails,
this story, yeah.
and he got only beer, and the bill was like $100, and he was like. She didn't even reach for her wallet or anything. Didn't even pretend to
I
try
always
and pay
offer.
for it.
I always offer.
I always offer.
Well, here's the thing. I make more money than whoever I'm on a date with
Right.
usually.
Yeah. And then he was like, hey, do you mind I'm sorry, I don't normally do this, but like it's so expensive. And it was a first date, and she was like, oh yeah, no, I'm not. She's like, I won't. And he was like,
Serious?
oh, okay. I assumed because she got probably $16 cocktails and matched him on every drink. And he got an $8 beer, and the bill was $100. It was a first date. And so, but then I go, when he was telling me that story, I was like, see you next Tuesday.
Right.
What a
But a
cunt.
lot of girls, that is their.
And then I think I don't want to go on a date with a guy who's not going to pay for me.
or
Do you know what I
offer
mean?
to, yeah.
Or no, when I was single and I was dating, I was like, he must be able to pay for me every time.
But if they if like
And
what
now look at
Sam
me, I'm in a
did,
relationship where I'm daddy. But anyway,
If they offered, if they're like, oh, do you mind helping feel like that's a lot different.
Well, I mean, that is different. Wait, what are you trying to say?
Like you were just saying, like you were just saying, like if I went on these dates and I was like, oh, they better pay for it. But on those dates, like, did any of those guys?
No.
Yeah, I feel.
In fact, most of them were like, get whatever you want. It's on me.
I always offer on any date, and I go on a lot of dates. I go on a lot of app dates.
So jerking off an air penis.
Jerking off, audience. She's jerking off an air penis. No, I always offer. I'm like, do you want to split it? Most of the time they'll be like, no. The other day I went on a date and he fully was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, cool. It wasn't. I wasn't going to meet him again anyway.
Big of a deal.
I did though, which you know. I did once on a way to a hookup though, like a first hookup. The guy to get to his apartment ordered a lift pool, like a lift line, and that was definitely a major turnoff for me.
He ordered it for the two of you to go back to his.
Then there was a random fucking girl in the backseat with us too.
Yeah, that's
for the first time too. Total turnoff. He was a lot older than me, and I'm like, wow, you won't even get a private, like Uber or private Lyft.
I would treat you right.
Aww, you would what?
Thanks,
I would treat you right.
You have. And you have treated me right. You've put me in a lot of Ubers before.
Ryan loves Uber. We talked about this before. He's actually
Uber.
never, his Metro card you could find in his bedroom with dust over it. Because he's never touched it.
He's been riding this subway a lot lot more. And
That's
I'm proud
good.
of you for that, baby.
Good
I'm
job,
proud of you
Ryan.
for that. I'm proud of you for that. I'm very proud of you for that.
Baby.
But yeah, so that is kind of annoying, but
Yeah, I also just think if in general, if you're, which all of us are, trying to do comedy, the dating stuff just gets so fucked up because that element included in everything, like, just throws everything into a fucking washing machine, I feel. Like, if you did not want to do comedy and you were not into comedy or, like, humor was not on the top of your list.
yeah, if I was just like a nurse or something.
Or something.
Boring and
Nurses are
practically dead.
Hilarious.
fucking
Nurses are fucking hilarious. Have you ever talked to a nurse? They are funny.
If you actually go to the ICU, there's always an open mic at the end of the hallway.
Oh man.
But I'm Jesus. If you were like trying to go into, say, advertising,
Yeah.
and like we're not trying to do comedy and like didn't grow up
You
obsessed
have to
with
be
comedy.
funny when you do advertising though.
Oh my God, Jamie.
Sorry. I'm sorry, but products sell with comedy.
Okay, well, you should tell that to the people I work with because they are not funny. These clients coming to me with these scripts.
Like a CVS employee.
If Jamie was trying to be a CVS employee?
Yeah, like something that's not funny, just inherent.
That's funny. Think of all the characters you meet every day. All the people coming in and out at all
Find a poor
hours of the
person,
night.
Jamie,
What?
if you were trying to do anything but comedy
Okay.
and you were looking to date someone,
Yes.
that none of what we're talking about would probably come into play. In terms of like, I'm not seen as a sex object or I'm seen too much as one.
But
That's what I mean.
Topics like paying for dinner still will be in play.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's just the gender stereotype right there.
Right.
Honestly.
How do you really feel about that, guys?
What?
The paying thing.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to me. I think if it's something very special, like someone's taking me out to dinner for my birthday or something, or like giving me a gift, of course pay. Like that'd be so lovely. But like when you're first meeting someone, I often offer to pay on a date I know I'm not interested in.
Right, so that you don't feel like you owe them.
Kind of, but also I don't want them to think that I'm like, I'm
Using them.
interested enough that they should pay for me. I don't know.
I just go like, I will take it. Like, please pay. Like, no matter what, anyone offering to pay for me, I'm like, pay for me.
Well, I also like to be even in a way where it's like, oh, you get this one, like I'll get the next one. Like if we are at one bar and then we move to another, I'll be like, oh, I'll get the drinks at the next bar.
Yeah.
Because we're continuing on.
I think with a first date, it's kind of like, okay, I don't expect them to take care of everything. Mm-hmm. It was really interesting when I went on female date.
What'd you guys do?
Right.
I always paid.
Because you're a daddy.
I'm daddy. I'm a top.
I found out
always paid.
Someone I was hooking up with is a millionaire, and he happened to tell me this over breakfast one day.
Whoa.
And I fully was just like,
he's truly a millionaire?
Cool. So, like, I'm not paying for anything anymore. I did say that to him. I did. And he was like, okay. And I haven't seen him since. So maybe that was why.
Oh my God.
Because I would often offer, like, when we would hang out, like, he would get one breakfast, and the next time I would see him, like, I was just like, you paid for it last time, I'll pay for this one. Which was so dumb of me because
you know what I find though?
He's a millionaire.
People with a lot of money are the cheapest people.
Oh my God.
You the first
Seinfeld.
person who is going to Venmo request you
I hate that.
is the person who has money and doesn't need the Venmo
people
request.
who always walk out on bar tabs are the people who are like children of billionaires or whatever. They're just like entitled to things.
So it doesn't surprise me that he was like, okay.
He's a new millionaire though.
New money?
My boyfriend pays for like so many things, and I'm always like, let's split this. Like, let's do like let's split it.
Isn't he in law school though?
He's a
He's a lawyer.
He's out of law
Yeah.
school.
Okay, so that's...
Honey, if he was in law school, he'd be like,
See, like,
ramen much?
a what much?
Ramen much?
One more time.
He'd be like, McDonald's much? Because I'm saying in law school you're broke
You're
because
broke.
you don't have any money because you're going through school.
I am on the team of... Because I mean, it's no secret that I'm the money daddy of my relationship.
I love that you're telling it far and wide.
Well, I mean, people
you
should
get the
know.
bragging rights.
I'm
Yeah.
the fucking daddy of this powerhouse of money.
Yes.
And what was that?
A powerhouse.
What's the powerhouse?
I'm the
of
daddy
money?
of the powerhouse of money.
What was that? I don't really know what that means. But
That's gonna stick with you forever. Now,
I know. Now I'm
that you said
gonna
it.
be going to sleep tonight. Like powerhouse of money. What was I?
What was I fucking thinking?
I even though I am someone who's like, when I was single, I was like, yeah, everybody better fucking pay for me. I love this person, and also I do see it as a thing of like, well, I make a lot more money than he does. Like, why would I expect him? I mean, it's one thing to like, chip in now and then. But well, no, genuinely, like we are in a serious relationship and we see it like lasting longer than like, it's not like a fling.
Yeah.
And so it's like a thing of, I'm taking care of us now. And like, there is a hopeful future. Like, I think when you're in a relationship, it's easier to look at it as like more of a teamwork type thing and like less of a literal balance scale gender thing.
I know how you feel too, like also being like, I want to give the people I love, the person I love, like my money in a way, and like give them like.
I also love to provide, and one of my love languages.
I mean, I've noticed that I've been doing that a little more over the year or two as well.
Providing?
Just like. Yeah, like if I go out to dinner, I'm so much more like, no worries, I got this. Like I'm so much more like, oh no, I'm gonna get this for you. Like you're visiting, I'm getting this for you. Or I've been doing that a lot more. Not in a way that's like flexing, but in a way it's like I love my friends and I want to like,
Yeah, I've been doing a thing where when it's a friend's birthday, I'm like, we're going to dinner and I'm taking you to dinner.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'll get you a gift and I'm happy to do that.
I don't know.
We are flexing.
I don't even
Pure
know.
flex.
Yeah. But I don't know what my love language is yet. I haven't had to do a quiz because I haven't been in a relationship in which I can like find out my.
Oh, I know what your love language is.
What?
You are
words of affirmation?
You are a quality time and words of affirmation.
I am definitely quality time. Actually, yeah. But I'm not gifts. I'm not.
No, I don't think
I'm not
you're
gifts.
And I don't,
words of affirmation a little. I don't know. I get a little cringy when people say lovely, beautiful things to me. I get a little. I get like a little freaked out.
Then
so I think I am quality
intimacy.
time.
Maybe it's sexual intimacy and quality time.
That's huge for sexual. Here's my problem. I confuse intimacy with compatibility a lot.
What does that mean?
Like I confuse having good sex with someone as good compatibility. Like we're actually like, intelligently
That's
compatible.
dangerous. That's a dangerous line to
Yeah.
walk.
Well, I also think of like sex as crack a little bit and like drugs. So if it's really, really good, I want it often and a lot. And I often find myself in like hookup situations where I can't get it a lot. Like I don't have the power to be like, hey, do you want to come over? And they'll just like not respond. And I'm like, no, but I want it all the time. It's good and I want it all the time. So why can't I have it right now?
Right.
So that's kind of my problem. And yes, and I'll mix up like having a really good hookup or having like really good chemistry with someone as like, oh, we're compatible and like we should date. Which I'm
It's
learning.
so
I'm definitely
interesting.
I'm definitely learning to not entangle myself in that anymore. Like I'm definitely finding pockets in my life where it's like, no, they're good for this
Right. Kind of
action, not
compartmentalizing
this
it more.
other thing.
I think that's a healthy thing to recognize. There was this one guy who I was having sex with, and it was like ongoing, but it was clearly just kind of sex, and I didn't care for him. But it was really good. It was like the only like really good sex thing I've
confusing.
ever had. And I started to be like, oh my God, should we date?
Like, be in love
we're
or
having
something?
great sex. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like-
but then like every time we'd finish, I'd be like, get out, or like, I gotta leave, or like, I don't like that. Like I was immediately like,
Have
get
you
away
ever
from
had
me.
sex with someone being like, we're married right now, we're married? I love movies. I'm a romantic.
No, but someone's done that to me, and it was a woman.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying we're married out loud. In
No,
my
I
head,
know.
there's like a
I know.
flash where I'm like, this is what it's like. And then immediately after, it's like, oh, never mind. That's not it at all.
I've had when you're done having sex with the person, then you're in the bed with them. You're like, whoa, if we were boyfriend and girlfriend, this is the same. Like this is what it
Spooning
would.
to me is very like, we're married right
I
now.
fucking hate when one night stands try and cuddle.
Oh, I like it.
What? I'm like, I don't even know you. I'm upset we fucked, and we're still here.
Well, I think it depends on how it went. I mean, if it was like so good and like fire and like great chemistry and stuff, I'm like, yes, let's cuddle. Like,
oh my
that's
God.
so awesome.
One night stands to me are like porn. Like as soon as I'm done, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Close tab, get out. This is
See,
frightening.
I'm a romantic. I love to like be like that 13 hours was a relationship and now it's gone.
You know what book you should read? Enigma Variations. It's the same guy who wrote Call Me By Your Name,
Oh, okay.
and I think you'd like it.
So it's written by Timothy Chalamet.
Basically.
Timothy Chalamet wrote Call Me By Your Name.
You could also read the Bible.
Oh, why?
To be a better person or what's up?
To be more holy.
Okay.
To stop fucking so much when you're not dating the person.
So much of the Bible is fucking a
Premarital
lot. So
sex.
much
So
of the Old Testament is just like, and Sarah laid with Olaf.
Who's
Olaf from Frozen.
Oh my god.
And Sarah laid with Olaf.
Frozen porn. Would you guys ever watch animated porn?
Yep,
I have watched it.
I used to get
I got in a deep hole one day and watched like what's that game Overwatch that people play?
Watchmen.
It's like no
Oh, it's a
Overwatch.
show.
It's like a video game guys play. Yeah, and there are like
It's for
all
ba- it's
these
for babies.
characters that are like fucking, and I've
Professional
watched
video
it.
games?
I've watched the like porn of it, and it's like I watched it more as a study, not to like get off on it, but I watched it being like, whoa, a man created this as their ideal version of sex. And the shot is a blue woman, like Avatar woman, like fucking someone like reverse cowgirl. And all you see is a huge ass and like just her just going to town on like a spaceman or whatever.
Wait, did you say reverse cowgirl?
Reverse cow. Right. That's a
Yeah.
position.
It's just I'm just hearing.
You're
that now.
gay. You don't even know what that means.
You don't even know what a
Oh, sorry.
vagina
Wait.
is.
Sorry.
Have you ever seen a pussy?
Let me translate this for Ryan. Reverse cowboy.
Yo!
now he
knows.
gets it.
Now he gets it.
Wait,
Now he
have you
gets
guys seen Teen Titans?
Teen Titans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Teen Titans.
I watched the most like intense Teen Titans hentai porn where the girl
Hentai.
Starfire was being fucked by an alien like a tentacle and it was like going
my
like
God.
in her through her nose.
Yeah.
It was so scary.
I've watched videos of like a tiny little waif of a girl being fucked by like a huge cyclops monster and being like, what is the like?
I watched
again, not
Minnie
being,
Mouse
like,
porn.
horny off of it, but
Because
like
I went to Disney so much growing up, and I'm like, well, Minnie. Oh my god, Minnie has a pussy.
have you ever seen? I feel like there are those like meme pictures of like Winnie the Pooh with a fat ass,
Yeah.
just like I
like
think
cum dripping out of
my
his
God.
bowl.
it's so
Like
funny.
honey is the lube.
Oh my God.
I think it's really funny.
I used to play The Sims and have my characters woohoo and try for baby so much,
Yes,
and then
me
go
too.
masturbate.
Me too. Oh my God.
I got so turned on by my Sims.
Oh my God.
You
I would
go
do that. And then as
masturbate?
soon as they had a baby, I would be like done with that family and have a new family.
I would go
instantly.
Yeah, once I had the baby,
Instantly.
you put the baby in a room, the middle of a room.
Oh
then you
my
go into
God.
build mode, and you build a wall around the baby, and you watch all their levels go down to red, and they die, and the Grim Reaper comes.
Dude, I
And
would
like time to try
I
for
would
baby again.
jerk off so hard to watching my Sims have sex and
Well, because it's like VR porn,
but
almost.
it's not even like porn. It's
No, it's
literally
not.
they go under
What?
a blanket.
It's just-
They go under a blanket and there's
You
hearts
hear
and
them.
they go, ooh, Mishka Borka Retano. Borska Bortor.
That's so hot.
Ooh, and I love when they would do
so
when they would
but
do-
you know that so much of good porn is being able to hear it. I would never watch porn
yeah.
without sound. Right?
That's true.
Pete gave a thumbs up.
That's true.
I would watching porn without sound is like half the orgasm.
But, so to you, a big part of getting turned on by The Sims was hearing their sim language.
Yes.
Then being like, ooh, Borska Nortor. And then the guy goes, ooh, Rator Fornor. And then, or like the funniest thing is when you would pick the action, because you could pick actions like flirty actions.
Smooch. Once they could smooch, I was like, just fuck her.
Goose. Did you do goose?
Yeah, they grab their
when they
titties.
grab the ass.
Oh,
and
the ass,
and he
the
goes,
ass.
Meatball. And she goes, oh,
Yeah.
buena larga. Midar gardar. Like the way they flirt is so funny.
It's hot.
I would make
It's
them
fucking hot.
I would also make them put on their underwear and lay on the bed and make out for about a good 20 minutes.
That's rom-com.
Until
That's like the
Yeah.
romantic side
I
of you.
know it's a real. Yeah,
I would like go. I would have my character like walk out to the street, and the mailman would come, and I'd be like, "Try flirt, kiss."
Oh, she
kiss,
wanted her to fuck
now.
anyone.
Like it was like, yeah.
It takes a long time to get them to woohoo. Like no
Well,
one
and I would be like,
instantly
I bet I can do it
woohoos.
so quick. I bet I can do it so quick. and I
No,
would do
it takes a lot. It takes a
You
lot
on
of
the bet?
time.
Well,
how
then-
quick did you make 2 Sims woohoo? I
That
feel
was
like
like
it took
often
a lot
my
of
favorite part
groundwork.
about the game. I can
You just-
recite some actual sim phrases, not from the sex stuff, but like, do you remember Sims well enough to like?
I
do
feel
them?
like one of the ones I remember really well is Mishka Bushkar. Yeah,
Oh,
like you
really?
would- yeah.
My favorite one was the workout tape where it would go like flamin' jammin' Febreze, snap, jab.
Wait, you guys have heard the songs, right?
Yes. I was just gonna say that. I love watching the videos of like Lily Allen recording "Smile" in Simlish, which is like Gortor and Emish Gondor, Ironor Game Borl, Binani Gondor, and you'll
She
like
loves
see her.
oral.
The Katy Perry one.
Yeah, the firework.
Okay, wait, I
no,
don't know
she's in
this.
Last
Last
Friday
Friday night. Yes, for Sims 3 Nightlife.
Yes, like last Fluby knew we be singing the.
There are videos of her fully looking at a script being like, Dargle Dingle Stay, Mino
Wait a
Portal,
minute.
Mino Steve.
This is my dream. This is actually my
It's so
dream.
fun.
I know.
Fun recorded
No,
one.
but yours is going to be Sim stand up, and they're watching it on
Farming
TV.
Donin. and then the Flammabry.
Do it one of your songs.
She made a song. Oh my god! Wait, that's actually my dream to be able to like record a song in Simoleon.
No.
I'm a
Simlish. Simoleons
Funny.
were their money. Simlish is their language.
Simlish. Oh
Simlish
my
is their
god!
language,
Well, because to
Simoleon.
me, some like if you could tell me the three things that will always make me laugh too hard in life, farting. Farts are always so fucking funny to me.
Okay.
2, when someone falls or like is hurt, it's just so funny to me if someone like falls. And 3, when like a flub of the language and I'm dying laughing. So sim language is literally like my comedy dream. I'm just like, "Nash the bull down," and it like doesn't make sense. But it's a real thing. And so Katy Perry
everyone
going,
listens.
"Last floony noon." I'm like,
I
that's a
know.
dream.
Is he known if eating pork?
No one
I
else?
love
No one else?
this.
Farts?
Oh,
people
farts are so-
falling?
so- farts are
big
funny
on
to me.
farts. I'm kind of big on people I'm really into people messing up their words.
Yeah.
I definitely like that.
Yeah, this
That's
morning,
just so
John,
silly.
I was saying bye to John this morning, and he literally, I can't even imitate it because he so quickly said a sentence of pure gibberish that was like, blew my mind. He was like, like
Same
as he was
yeah.
sleeping. And then I was like, what? And he's like, we got a lot of time, Em. And I was like, what? I was like, and I started laughing because I knew he was sleeping. And I was
Yeah.
like, time for what? And he was like, to pay the rent, and like said it like that, and he was sleeping.
Oh my god.
And then I was like, John, what? And he like started laughing, but like didn't really remember
John,
it.
what? I've never heard you talk about the rent before. What's fucking going on with you? Are you sick? Do you have a fever? Are you dying? You never talk about paying rent.
I recorded.
That's just a funny John joke.
Some
Love
audio-
you, John.
I recorded some audio of a fart I had today.
Oh wait, I love
Have you
that
seen the
live
photo of him?
I
Yeah.
love that.
No, it's not that one. It's a different one. But I
You
do have it.
recorded
This
an
is my
audio
episode,
of you
and now you're
farting?
gonna take it over with like a sound of a fart.
Then I'll leave.
That's not real.
No.
How did you catch that? You just knew it was coming, and you were like, "I actually have to record this. I know it's gonna sound crazy."
You took out your phone. Wait, you took out your
Wow.
phone and went, this is going to be good.
Bare
and
ass and
put it to your ass.
You had your bare ass and cock out. That's the sound of the air of your ass coming out so hard it flipped your cock up, and
Oh my God.
my God, that's
That's
my
your
cock.
balls slapping against your
Yeah.
thighs. Oh my God.
wow.
I
don't love farts. I don't think farts are crazy funny, but I do love language.
you don't think farts are funny, but you love language.
and I like people falling.
I just repeated it back to you.
I like people falling and stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think
Even
if
in
you
Shrek, when he would like fart, I wouldn't like laugh, but I would laugh at Donkey's funny sentences. So I don't know.
right? You don't laugh at toilet
verbal.
garbage humor.
Not as much. I mean, I like going all in very quickly, like being like your fart came out of your ass so hard it flipped your dick up. Like that's so silly to say that.
Right.
But I don't know.
That sound could have me laughing all day
That
tomorrow.
sound is like off. That is like a sound effect sound.
It truly
I can't believe
is.
that was real.
It truly is.
I can't believe that was real. Wow.
Yeah. What intestines you have.
Bad ones.
Anyway, attention off of Ryan for 1 second. This is your episode.
Stole it with a literal fart. Oh my god, that's just so male. That's so boy. That's so boy of him. Such a man taking over a woman's episode with a fart sound. What are you gonna do next? Jizz on my mic?
How much do you think of that as like real versus insecurity?
What do you mean? Like men versus women?
Yeah.
Like how?
Like
what
how
men
much
are
do you?
entitled
Because
to?
I often have moments where I'm like, oh, typical man, blah blah blah. But then I'm like, is it or is it me insecure in the moment? What do you think? Because I know they're both true at
Yeah.
different points. Where do you think the meter?
I think it's different. I think it's like sometimes I'll be on a show and sometimes I'll be like, oh, I know they only asked me to do this because I'm a girl and they needed some girls on the show.
Right.
Which is like, that's great that obviously we're getting opportunities, but it's almost like, sometimes I wish it was just a show that they're like, we just need funny people. But obviously I'm on a show where it's like 75% guys sometimes. And then they'll be like, oh, we need a couple girls.
Right.
Let's go find girls. Yeah, I don't know. I think just in the industry, I think obviously women are getting promoted a lot more, which is great and awesome. But even in the inherent action of being promoted, like, and being put on a pedestal and being like, oh, a woman in comedy, let's get women. This is so pro women. It's almost like
Too much.
a little. It's almost like it does make you feel the inequality more when people do shit like that in a way.
Yes,
It
I
should
agree
honestly just be
completely.
like, well, you're just a funny person and we like to work together, instead of
Right.
like, well, you're a strong woman and, you know, we
Right.
need more strong women in this space. Or
I
you know,
agree
like,
with that. I really don't like when people in a professional aspect come to me or comment to me on this thing of like empowered young woman. And I'm like, shut up.
But I
like,
also-
thank you. And that's great. And that's its own thing. And like, yes. And that's rude of me to like denounce that they're giving me what they consider to be a very high compliment.
Yeah.
And it is a high compliment, but like, I agree that I think that focusing too hard on like the fact that I am a woman and like, there is a plight to it and blah, 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 like to me takes away from what I'm actually trying to do.
And that's why I make fun of it a lot. Like,
Right.
I'll be around all of our guy friends a lot and I'll be like, okay, wow, so you're saying that because I'm a woman? Like,
Yeah.
I love making those jokes because I think there's a very specific kind of woman out there who like says those things very seriously.
Right.
And I kind of like to make fun. I don't know. I kind of like to make fun of the divide in the same way I said, like, would Ryan jizz on my mic? Like,
Right.
it's funny to make fun of that divide because I think the divide is closing a lot, especially amongst my friends.
Right. But I still
I
feel
don't know.
like there is like, I feel when I am only with boys,
That it get yes.
I feel the
Because
boys
you've asked
club.
me to hang out before where you're like, are you coming? There are only boys here. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I totally get that. The boys club.
Yeah, like if I find out there are plans and there are no girls there, I'm like, I think I'll pass.
Yeah.
Just because
I could never.
there was one day when I went, I probably shouldn't say this. Or maybe, who cares? No, it was a valid thing. We went to Sojo, me and John and a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
And that day I was like, I decided to come with them that day. I wasn't going to go. And then I was like, oh, I guess I'll go. And it was like the middle of winter and I was like I was also not confident with how I looked and just like felt like, oh, well, okay, fine, I'll go. And then so I'm on my way to Sojo, like in a fucking truck. Like they rented a truck and we're like driving in this truck to Sojo, this like spa. Sojo is a spa. And in New Jersey, like right across the Hudson. And we get there and like I was so fucking uncomfortable all day long because there was just like everybody was like in a bathing suit and like all this stuff and like I could just tell like I shouldn't have been there in the first place because like they're hanging out at this spa and like
Yeah.
I felt so aware of my boobs and my butt and like everything and it made me like literally shut down and get so sad. And I mean, that's like the total extreme of it. But like, I was like, oh my God, I do not want to be here whatsoever. This is like boy town. And I forget, like, I'm not trying to bring that up accusingly. If anything, it's more like, I do still think there exists with like, at least with straight guys. I don't know. But like,
Yeah.
I feel a lot when I'm only with guys that I am only with guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I've been really like thinking a lot about my femininity and like like what I was talking about earlier, like the characters I've been gravitating towards more and like
Yeah.
the jokes I make about like, okay, you're saying that because I'm a woman, or like, okay, man entering that. Like I make those sort of jokes. And I mean, yeah, I don't know what kind of truth lays under that when I do put my femininity very forward.
Right.
I'm not sure. I guess that's something I'm exploring or
I don't know.
figuring out.
Yeah, like I mean, because there are definitely points in my life where like for example, I edit freelance at this advertising agency, and like sometimes the people I'm working with are like a bunch of older men. Like they are the people I'm working with, and I can feel like they call me honey sometimes and sweetie, and like.
Ooh.
I don't know. I could just feel that they don't trust my opinion. Like that's a situation where I totally am aware of like I'm a little girl to them.
Yeah.
But then, so that's where I'm like, I'm totally valid in feeling like this is a gender thing. And then there are moments like even with John or like with like close guy friends of mine or like with my brothers where I'm like, you're just like, and I like call them out on something. And then I'm immediately aware of like, or I'm just like annoyed with them and it has nothing to do with their gender.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like it's tricky because I would hate the idea that I'm wrongly asserting that aspect, like that I'm wrongly I don't want to use the word accusing, but that I'm wrongly arguing that there is something is the result of a of gender.
Yeah.
When it's really a me problem.
Yeah.
Or like a situational thing or has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird line to walk.
I think
Because it's easy to blame it on gender and stuff.
very
It's way
much
harder to
so.
accept that it's not.
But even hearing you say all this stuff, like, I very much so hear that. I'm like, but I really love being a girl. And I love being like, I'm a girl. And I don't call myself a woman even, really. I'm like, I'm a girl.
Yeah.
I'm a girl. Like, I don't know. I just, this is how I like being able to make those kind of jokes. And I think I can use my, like, femininity as, like, a weapon. And, like, in the comedy community, kind of something that, in a way, stands out because I'm not super trying to hide my girlishness and stuff.
Totally.
I feel like a lot of comedy these days is a lot of girls covering themselves in like tons of layers or like really trying to be more boyish and like to fit in, or like, I don't know, maybe I feel like in the Brooklyn crowd that's like really hyper, like that's a lot of that. And I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of in a way want to break the mold and be like, I don't know. I don't want to hide my girlishness.
Totally.
You know?
I agree completely.
I think it's, like a fun, unfortunately, like flavor to add to things now. Like it shouldn't be like being like, I'm a girly girl or I'm a feminine person.
Right.
Like shouldn't be
but
there.
It is a real thing.
But it is kind of
I
days.
often feel the strength in the fact that I'm a woman. And I love being, I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like it's something that's come more to my attention being in a relationship with a straight guy. Like, I've talked about this on an episode with Sophia before, how like some of my outspokenness when it comes to gender stuff has been, I've pulled it back a bit because I've realized that like sometimes it feels like it's coming from a place of like insecurity and envy rather than like actual unfairness or a problem.
Right. But actually it's really easy to be a girl.
And more fun.
And we're fun, and we have wet pussies that people love.
And huge tits with
Huge
big areolas.
tits. Yes.
Hard nipples, big fat butts.
You know,
Ryan's
the
jerking
things
off in the
people
corner.
Love.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Have you learned anything from this episode?
What have I learned? I don't know. I feel like we just like got deep into
I know.
lot of
Did I
things.
totally fuck up by taking us there?
No.
My therapist
This
is telling me not to
your-
doubt myself, but
this is
I often find that
your-
as soon as I regret something, I vocalize it.
No, yeah. I mean, this is your space.
I know.
I'm just along for the ride, baby.
Yeah, you
Along for
are.
the ride.
Yeah.
I hope I performed enough and was funny
I
enough.
had so much fun. I think this is a really fun episode.
It was very fun.
Yeah.
I thought of a song though on the way here, and I never got to sing it.
Do
It
it.
goes, "It's just another rainy Friday."
Just another manic Monday, but rainy Friday.
Yeah, kind of.
That's fucking creative. If you ask me.
Do you guys steal?
no. I don't Ryan,
Sometimes I do.
We talked about this the other day, and you just rolled your eyes at me that I don't steal. We did. Yeah, we straight up talked about
Do
this.
you steal?
He loves it.
There are microphones in your lap.
Obsessed with stealing.
What do you
Well,
steal?
hey, let's not get this recorded, because if one day you get arrested
You
for
can't prove it. You can't see me.
burglarizing an apartment or something, I don't know. What's next? You have the
Burglar.
body type for a cat burglar. Excuse me.
Okay, body shame vibes.
I'm not body shaming. I'm saying you're flexible and cat-like.
Okay, queen.
Yes.
Vibes.
Okay.
Queen
corn.
vibes,
Oh,
cat
Emily and I
vibes.
say corn a lot. I don't
Yeah.
know how we.
Corn vibes.
Or it's like
You
yes,
were there
yes,
for when
corn.
it happened, and I said the other day to him when we were
Yeah.
on set, I was like, "Corn's on film," and he was like, "What?" And I was
Corn's
like,
on
"You were
film."
there,"
Corn.
because saying corn sounds like queen.
Yes,
Yes,
kept saying
corn.
we kept saying corn, and then it turned into
Corn.
corn, and then
Corn.
earlier we were singing girls on film, and then it turned into corn on film. It was just
Yeah. When we were on set the other day,
lot
this
of
kid,
stuff.
the kid who was doing the slate, the take was like 3C, take one, and he was like 3 corn, take one, and I had to catch my breath because I was laughing so hard. The word
3
corn to me.
You've talked about corn before.
I fucking love corn.
You love bowls of
and
corn.
the word corn to me is so fucking funny.
Corn.
Talk about like just audible humor, like a fart. Corn. Hey, do you want some corn? You want some corn?
It also sounds like porn, and sex is always funny.
And horny.
And horn, which is animals, and animals are very funny. Horns.
And have sex.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're animals.
We are animals at the end of the day.
I love my birds.
Oh, what a good way to wrap that up. Well, thank you so much for coming on,
Thanks
Jamie.
for having me.
I hope you had
the
so much
Carmen
fun.
Sandiego of this podcast. Now
Yes.
people can actually hear me.
Yes, finally.
hear my-
Finally, she's been given a mic.
Opinions.
And Ryan, thank you for chiming in. And we've got Pete on sound. Thank you, Pete. And thank you, listeners, for listening to this. We love you so much. Like, subscribe, rate, review, share with your friends. And
Corns on film.
Corns on film. Have a great night. Guffanti out.